Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Mondem Dingi. We are on part 2 of our celebration. As said previously, the month of November is the birth month of our great legend and father, Mr. Tsewu, a father, a teacher, a musician, and mentor to many young South Africans. Earlier, I spoke to some of his former students, including Usiabulela Ntlale, who now resides in Germany. He works as an opera singer and is doing very, very well. Pelo Nodlai, who's currently in South Africa, but is also an international opera singer. Nokwanda Povana, who is currently a music teacher, who also came from the baton of Mr. Tsewu. And then Sean Mabue, who is currently a legal practitioner. Now I am privileged to have his wonderful colleagues on this platform. They are going to share some of the best memories which they have encountered with Mr. Tsewu. Together, we are going to continue the celebration of the contribution that Mr. Tsewu has made in the lives of many people all around South Africa. We're going to start with the introduction, and I'm going to start with Uchuli. Hello, ma'am.
Hi, Damunda. Do you want me to introduce myself?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Right. I'm Julie, former colleague and a friend of Uphumelele Tsewu. As you have heard, Tsewu is a legend, a great one, not just a legend. He's had many products out there, as you've heard now. Monde has mentioned, who's this big man, this big guy? Sabulela. Ali, yeah. Yeah, he's a very good friend of mine and that of Mr. Mkata Onesius. We've had good times together with Umadoda Ntilashe, late one. So we're still holding on, pushing forward the friendship yet. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, okay, continue on.
Oh, sure. Okay. All right. Ngosike, ma'am. That was Mr.
My wishes. You want me to say my wishes?
No, maybe we can say them. Maybe we can say them later, Zona.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Mr. Mkata.
Hi, Mudas. Firstly, let me say thank you so much for the gesture. Thank you so much for the thought. You know, especially when you have someone like Mr. Tsewu, that everybody, you know, in the music fraternal has treasured so much with great respect. When you told me about this, I said, yo, these boys can think, no, they can think, and I'm so glad that you guys, that you guys even thought, you know, it's so important for us really to put the flowers, you know, not on people's coffins, but really, you know, to treasure them whilst they're still alive. My name obviously is Natius Mgada. Has been, you know, I'm reading now what was written now on the on this thing. Natius Mgada, a former colleague of Upumi, not only a colleague, a friend, a brother. You know, we would go home to my hometown in Montague, you know, go see my parents there, and we just clicked. You know, we maybe we'll hear the story of how we met later on. But I regard myself as the greatest thief in probably in the world, because I stole a treasure from somewhere. So we met as Mr. Tsewu, and we clicked really from the word go. So we've been friends, still are, you know, brothers, you know, we shared quite a lot of stuff, you know. Julius already said, Miss Sotais already said that we shared so many memories, good memories with people that even are not there anymore. Our great friend, I'll mention him again, Matot and Lashe. We ran together, Iwekama, which was the Western State Music Association, from the boot of a car. You know, that was our office. We traveled all over, you know, just to ensure that music in Cape Town, especially at the schools, was progressing. So yeah, I think let me stop there for now. But a great friend, a really, really great friend, you know. He's one of those people that never change. You find him like this today, tomorrow you still find him like that, you know. So it doesn't change. So yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Mgada. Yeah, so I'm really excited to hear, you know, some of the greatest memories that you share with Mr. Tsewu. Because I came into Ifezeka sele kudala nisazana, you know. So you have a long history together, and of course, Mr. Daisa was right there, you know, when all of this happened. So please, you know, feel free to just share the story, you know, starting from where you met and you know how it all developed.
Yes, Mundas. You know, yes. Julia, you can go.
Oh, okay. I met Upumi as a student teacher. He came to Fezeka to practice as a teacher. So he would come to my classes because he taught history. So he would come to my classes and listen to me, and I would mentor him. So I think that is when our friendship started, clicked, and fortunately, as Mr. Mkada said, he stole him from somewhere. Mm-hmm. So that is when our friendship started.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Mundas, as Uchu said, for instance, in the early 90s, there was no music, especially at high school in the Western Cape. It was dead. And through an initiative come Mrs. Yawa and others, the others are no more. We came together and we formed this association, the Wekama, Western Cape Music Association. Umemso Boys, who was the principal then, FSZeka, decided to make me a music teacher out of the blue in a staff room meeting. So the tabalaza, you know, because I was not used to choral music really. I was more into the other genres of music. So but then I felt this, you know, is a good, you know, could be a very good experience. I was very into workshops. Workshop, I would be there. Or Mr. Nugana, the late one, you know, would have workshops for teachers, conductors, and so forth. But then, as Julie says, Upumi, as I call him, came as a student teacher to Fezeka High School. And then he would see me conducting, you know, the choir, training the choir, and so forth. And then he would come in and would also chip in and so forth. I remember there was a song. I'm not sure whether I should call it a particular style that came in, a particular era that came in terms of style in the African music. For instance, where you have these percussive, you know, you have this percussive style of notation. I think Mr. Mjana, for instance, you know, wrote a song. I can't remember that song now, with a lot of triplets, you know, and that's the Peter. And then Mr. Tsewu, you know, one time came as a student teacher into the rehearsal room. I was trying to figure this out, you know. And he came in and he just went, got it right to the choir and so forth. I said, where's this guy? This guy. Hey, where are you? UP, I don't know, the student teacher. Student teacher, but this is our phone in that. This one I'll get him. But obviously, the following year or years, 1 or 2 years, he was at a school, primary school, Enyanga. Don't know, come school, Julie?
Hlengisa.
Hlengisa, yes.
Mm.
He was at Hlengisa. And the principal of Hlengisa, then the former one, every time he sees, up until today, it's so he was the teacher there. And I would go to him, go and take him for rehearsals during the lunchtime at Fezeka High School. And then we would work on the choir. Up until I decided, what a post Fezeka, and I asked him, don't you want the English post? Don't you want to come to Fezeka High School? And he said, by all means. Because already we had now bonded as friends, And then in that way, he came to Fezeka, and from then on, we've been together since. Now, Pumi, in music at the schools, remember we had choir competitions, we had committees, we had selecting committees, like Mr. Tsewu. And then one time, Pumi said, you know what? Let's introduce opera. A lot of people don't know that opera in schools was the idea of Mr. Tsewu, which is sold to people like Mr. Mchegwane, and then it came through to us as a committee. Now, if you remember, I'm not sure whether you were there already, Monde, opera, competitions would be held. Opera, aria without a piano. If I can remember well. No, Colin Tonsi,
yes.
Yes, Colin Tonsi. Those guys, they would sing a whole aria without a piano. Notes correctly done for that matter.
Yes.
Mr. Matthew Singers.
Matthews.
Yes, Mr. Mzwandile Matthews. One time came as the adjudicator to say UWC, and he said, "This is a good thing, And we started developing, bringing in now pianists like Omark and all of Mr. David's from, and then we involved Ilando, Artscape. But let me tell you now, without any fear or any favor, I can tell you now, all the music opera singers today, nationally and internationally, I can say now without fear or any favor, they have come forth through a vision that was shared by Mr. Tsewu then. Because then we came together with Eastern Cape, and then this idea was also, bought by Eastern Cape. And then obviously, as you know, music spread, different provinces came together and they formed with IPSMO. I think it was IPSMO then, and then it has developed into what it is today. So he has played a very, very integral part in that development, because, and I asked him, why do you love opera so much? And he would tell me, at home, at his place, on Sundays, there was a program. I'm not sure whether Yangu Radio Kosa Nango or what radio station it was. He loved the sound of the sopranos and so forth, and would go lie underneath underneath igram amamele awabantu bacula opera. A little child, umntana wase uphila kule ndawo bakuyo uphume from Grahamstown, asathiwa Grahamstown ngoku. But umntana at that stage who had a love for something very, very foreign, a music style that was very, very foreign, or genre that was very, very foreign. And let me tell you now, that passion he has shared with so many people, he has shared that passion. And you can't take him away from classical music and opera. But you can't take him away from that.
Yes. Wow, Mr. Mkata. I'm fascinated by the story, actually, that you were the conductor prior to Mr. Tsewu at Fezeka. Yes, I've heard bits and pieces of it here and there, but to hear it from the horse's mouth is quite fascinating. And I must say, it says a lot about your character, you know, because here you are conducting this great choir, Fezeka. It's an award-winning choir. And then to incorporate someone else into that space to share, you know, because a lot of people would kind of push the idea away. You know, I don't know this man, I don't know what's his business, but I'm not going to suddenly just rope him into my choir, that kind of a thing, let alone, you know, offer him a post at my school. So you having the, you know, the courage to do that, or the humanity to offer him a post where you can share the choir with him, with a vision, you know, such as the one that you had. It says a lot about your character, sir. And then I salute you. I salute you for that, because we were now fortunate to have met Mr. Tsewu because of that initiative of stealing him, for lack of a better word, from a as you said. So siyabulela kakhulu for ukusiphathela la mhlekazi. Miss Sodayise, Julie, the rapport between the three of you, Mr. Mkata and Mr. Tsewu, was excellent. You worked so well together. You know, it was almost like you all live in the same room, in the same space, because you always thought alike. You were just excellent minds. You know, Ifezeka could never go wrong as a choir under a leadership here in Nobatatu. So how was the experience for Wena, you know, of working with Mr. Tsewu?
Tsewu Monde was very dedicated, and I think that is one of the things that motivated me to be part of his life, especially musically. But one thing I can tell you about him, he had no sense of time. I'm sure, Gewena, you would know better. No sense of time. And he would sometimes lie about his whereabouts. At one stage, he became a liar. This one time, we were going to a music competition, and we were pressed for time. So his friend, Utanesh, wanted to go and pick him up from home because he was panicking. Now, Utanesh calls him, Phumi uphi? Hayi ndisendleleni. Phumi usendleleni phi? Hayi sendizawufika Nesius. And he would not say where he was. And poor Tanesh, he wanted to go and pick him up. And there he came. Phofu ke engekacebi nocheba. Kusafuneka ahambe ayocheba. And shame uTanesh wayidikiwe kakhulu ngalamini. Baba inako wayinomfaka nenqindi. And then one other thing about Phumi Monde, because of his good heart, he would never find it in himself to say no, emntwini. And I would say to him, why do you always say yes, even if awuzukwazi uyenza into? Athi, hey Jones, andiyazi, I don't know. Did but izawuchana. And then I would laugh at him when he receives calls from Miss Unolfefe.
Oh.
Abona ke? Hayi ke. Athethe. Athi yo Jones, iyaphela i-hour. Ndithi kuye, cima ifone, cime. And then you will say to him, you ran out of airtime.
Jules, ngelo xesha uthi jonga usefowunini.
But he would never, and I think it's because of i-character yakhe. Akafuna uvisa omnye umuntu kakubi. He wants umuntu azive kamnandi, but abe yena ngelo xesha esafarisha.
Yes.
So he's that kind of a man, Phumelele. Andibazi naba bantu babe bangamthandi. Xa sicula pha kwi-music competition kuba into la icaphukelayo lo mntu about this man akamazi uba unjani.
Yini?
Yabo? Yo, hayi son. So I think and nyani ke wena Monde, uPhumi would never say no. Never. He is always, I'm sure he still is a willing horse. Always wants to do for someone else, isn't.
And Mondas, I think I thought I had a good heart, but you know, compared to Nanda was sometimes good. Sometimes I would just say in a very diplomatic way, I would say no. Between the lines, but then it doesn't even have that in between the lines. Yes. And even if uzawuba late ke kuloo nto leyo okanye uzawufika mhlawumbi, but he will make it a point that he honors whether it is an appointment, but he honors, he promised, yeah. So he has a very, very good. I think that's why we clicked so soon and so quickly, because tikhetha bhala phofu into ndathi amaphutha ahlathini avana ngevumba. Ndiyahlekwa ke ngoku phaa kwaTsewu. Eli lawo ndilapha izixhobo. Ngoba kaloku I come from a Western Cape, from a colored area. Colored. So there's no expectation that I would speak Xhosa, like let alone no Xhosa.
Yeah.
Mna jebayibona besela kule milambo yethu, mna ndisela kulo waserefuse on end umlambo. Axobe ke bathi bona basela kwimilambo ethile akoma Eastern Cape. So we clicked in that sense. It's got this genuine and very, very good heart.
But ke ngokuTamunde kuyo yonke loo nto, the only person awayekwazi ukuthi hayi kodwa Nesias nguTanesh awayekwazi ukuthi no kuye. uTanesh ke always enezi ideas zakhe, uyawuze athi hey guys masitsheni inhloko manje namhlanje, masitsheni inhloko. Hey hayi ke sivumele phezulu sonke, sivumele phezulu. Masikhupheni ke ngoku imali. Hey uTanesh akhupha 35 cents. Ufuna inhloko lo muntu akanamali, une 35 cents. Athi uPhumi hayi Nesias angekhe Nesias, no uyasigezela mos ngoku ngolu hlobo. So that's the only person awayevele afuna umsota.
Okay. Do not trust.